ready to go.
Yeah, we have 27 hours or something. But Neha, you filled it.
Yeah, it's like funny because I at first I thought I was like, how am I going to fill all this time? And then it became, how do I fit in all of this in this time? I don't know how it changed from one to the other, but it did. And
We had
that's just
even more
because
ideas.
there's too much awesome in this community. That's all it comes down to. Yeah, there were other segments that I had planned, and then I was just like, I can't fit all of this. Like I even wanted to bring more artists. Like we're bringing 4 artists on for a total.
I have to remember your nickname. Sorry, Kyle.
Atlasliddell.
Atlasliddell.
Oh, see, I've been saying it wrong this whole time, but now I know.
Have you been saying Liddell?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's something I would say as well.
Invalid.
I think I said it even weirder than that. I don't even know if I want to repeat it now because I'm like, wow, I was really off.
I don't know if y'all
Do it.
play Alice Madness Returns, like American McGee's Alice, but that's where I stole it from.
Oh, this game is so good. I love it.
Valid username Y. I think it's correct.
Earl's literally in chat talking about food. On brand.
Y'all, I'm so proud of myself. I usually at these things like live off of Red Bull and ice cream and chocolate. And I got myself fruit and veggies and dip and hummus. Like,
Yeah, I
Ooh.
got my groceries from Whole Foods, and I got like blueberries and like some vegan protein drinks and like
Wow.
I'm gonna
Like-
make some pasta later, but I got a good I got some like bananas
Such
too.
healthy
Just
queens.
yes.
trying to be.
It's not. It's if you eat the eat and drink the junk, it's you'll crash much faster.
I'm still over here working on my donuts.
Oh
Hunter,
yeah.
Yes, but Mr. Hunter over here, like last night when we're winding down and we're like getting ready, like to go to bed. Hunter was like, "Oh, I'm at the gym. I'll be right back soon." So like, You know what? You earned your donuts, Hunter. Okay,
That's
you
right.
you go to the gym like every day, so props to you. You earn what you eat.
So I can eat this peanut butter and jelly donut.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
So here you go, Kyle.
Okay.
All
All
right,
for
let's
you.
do it.
Yes, I did. Finally, oh my god.
Okay.
So best of luck
Oh, thank you.
with your stream.
Bye.
Oh my god. The viewer
see
count
you.
went from like 4 to like 75.
No
So many people.
pressure.
No pressure.
You got
Same.
this.
Parlay
You
it.
got
So
this. You're gonna be
Impressive.
doing
They
great.
are kind. They are kind. So
Um, okay.
I love this overlay.
Oh, thank you.
Me too.
I was like,
Pink's my favorite
I was like,
color.
is it too much given the gory nature of the game? But I was
No,
like,
it's
whatever.
cute.
No,
Makes it
you're
funny.
you're you're
No.
just you're balancing it out.
Tell me if the game audio is too loud, please. I like. So can I have like my cringy fangirl moment for a second?
Of course.
Megan, are you there?
yeah.
I have
Yeah.
been a fan of Tomb Raider forever, and like I've never talked to any of you, well, aside from Neha a few times directly, and like I'm quite honestly freaking the fuck out. Like when Neha was like, "Oh yeah, you can be on the stream," I was like, "There's no way, no way." But like I remember watching all of the E3 presentations with you, Megan, and reading the buying. I remember being in GameStop and finding the Game Informer cover issue for this game and being like, oh my god, like I still have my copy. Anyway, I'll stop being cringy, but like I'm so
No, that's sweet.
You're not cringy, but you're gonna like make us cry. It's a little too early to cut onions. I'm just cooking with Jonas at 8 o'clock. We gotta save the cutting onions for then.
Yeah, that's when we're gonna do the majority of the crying. Like here is absolutely fine. Like you let out as many
That was very
emotions as you
sweet.
want to.
Okay,
It's
well, I'll
really
like
sweet.
try to front load
100%.
them, but
You're very sweet, and I'm glad you're joining us today because your Underworld streams were really, really cool.
oh, thank you. They were a mess. I had like the amount of YouTube tutorials I had to watch to figure out how to stream. I'm like so technologically not advanced, so
Nobody would ever be able to tell watching you right now. So just
No,
you know what?
seriously, everything
You don't
looks
even gotta
great
tell
right
us.
now.
Nobody would guess.
well, thank you. But yeah, I just the quote you were talking about earlier, Megan. The you don't know how far I've come. That was my senior quote. These games have just been monumental to me. So
Aww.
I'm so excited to be here. Anyway, we can talk about the game now.
Good.
You know,
Good.
meet more fans and hang out with you. And honestly, like a lot of the times, I think us on the community team or even the dev team, we just think of ourselves as other fans that just happen to be privileged enough to work on the games. And so, it's really nice to connect with other people that the work has meant so much to. But yeah, we are just like you. We are just like huge fans of this franchise, and it's meant so much to us. And so it's just amazing to be able to have these experiences with other fans and fellow fans and connect in this way. So it's so lovely to have this.
I've played this.
It's really refreshing to like chat with other people who've been fans, so long, or for whom this character is so important, because it's Lara has been important to me for so long, and as a character, and so like chatting with people who just get it, it's like it's very refreshing.
Well, Hunter, I was gonna mention you. I remember watching your YouTube videos back in the Gap when I was in high school. So like, I'm
Dear Lord,
just
I'm
as
sorry.
No, I'm just as fangirl out to meet you as well virtually, and Neha, of course, our amazing new community manager, new-ish.
She's been here for
I'm
a
like,
year
oh wait,
now.
are I still considered you? I'm like, in like 5 months it'll be 2 years, 4 or 5 months. Yeah, it's 5 months. It'll be 2
Wow,
years for
that
me.
flies. Time
Well-
really does fly. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I think Hunter has taken the new crown from me now.
How old were you when you first messaged me at Hunter? When
I
you first-
was a junior in high school.
Yeah. You messaged me and said you wanted to work in the game industry and ask for some advice, and every year you'd kind of follow up and we'd talk and like you put 10 years in, but it finally paid off, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, we stand that for you.
Yeah, when I heard you were working at Crystal, I was like floored. I was like, I know him.
Sometimes people say you shouldn't do what, like, be careful of like your dream job, right? Because you can get the thing you always wanted and it loses its magic. But I can say after being here for a couple months now, like, it has not and will not lose its magic. I pinch myself every day when I log onto my computer. I like, get to work on this franchise and chat with everyone. So
Honestly, Hunter, it's like a really lucky, nice position that you are actually in, and it's, yeah, really, really proud of you to be able to actually achieve that point in your life and be able
Thanks.
to just work on
Yeah,
that. It's really
I had to
nice.
recuse myself from the hiring process with Hunter.
Yeah,
I've known him for 10 years, and like obviously I have strong opinions, and I've known him for so long, and I was like, okay, here is his resume. He would like to apply. I am not involved in this. Everybody else can talk to him, but he was a pretty good
Yeah,
fit. So.
you wanted it to be because you thought you were gonna be biased, yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, he earned it over a decade of putting in the time and the energy. And
I mean, as
the
he should. Hunter's amazing. We know that.
Stop.
randomly, I just found another Tomb Raider 1 sign document
Ooh.
that hasn't been released before.
randomly, wink, wink.
I'm not even joking. Randomly, like the stuff I find in the server, and I'm slowly trying to organize it, blows my mind sometimes.
Oh, that's just reminded me. You know the soundtracks for Tomb Raider, all you said were going to be on Spotify at some point. How's that coming along?
Slowly.
Slowly.
Slowly, that's fair enough,
Awesome.
you know?
Yeah, I guess.
But then I
just
started
tried-
talking to from Music of Tomb Raider, and he educated me on the difference between the types of files and if they were like quality enough to be released and all of that. And so a lot of the versions that I found have been they've been like the not optimized for release. And so I'm looking for a lot of files, and he's also been putting together a bunch of recommendations, especially for Legend, because like most of the soundtrack was never released for Legend. So he's putting together recommendations for
Yeah,
what we
because you obviously got like Trolls, Run Feldman, and Colin O'Malley soundtracks around the world that are on YouTube at the moment. So I can imagine like finding those original files could be quite tricky.
Yeah, it's a lot of digging to find the right ones and reconcile them. And so yeah, he's been really essential in helping us with that. But the hope is that we can find some cool things that haven't been released yet, and even potentially contact Trolls and work with him to kind of figure out like an extended version that he might be interested in doing. So I haven't reached out to him yet, but the idea is that we would obviously want to get the composers involved if we did anything extended.
Yeah,
But
heck yeah. I mean, as long as like outside of YouTube, I get to listen to the Croft Manor theme from Tomb Raider Anniversary on loop for an hour outside of YouTube, then that'll be
No
great.
vibes.
so yeah, it's just a slow process, but we're doing it.
So I
Yay.
had a question.
Yeah.
Just in general. The other day I calculated the amount of hours I've played these games. It's been a lot. And so I was like Rise, I've clocked like 700 hours in or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's insane. So I was just wondering if developers think people who replay their games over and over, like if they appreciate it, or if they're just like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know why you would ever do that.
It's definitely appreciation. I think it's a mix of like wow, that's insane, and also appreciation. Like I remember even when we did like when I got to be part of that interview with Raider Cast for Legend and Anniversary, like
Raider Cast.
they like
Yes.
I remember Noah and why is the name escaping me? I don't know why, but they were both saying that like they think it's crazy how much people like will love the game and play it, and like it's just they feel so much gratitude from it, because I think when you like work on something, even if you put so much work into it and like you know how much like effort went into it and how much of your own passion went into it, it's still always kind of like a shock to you to see like the reaction of like how much fans love it and everything. So I think it's a mix of like oh my god, like a humbled feeling of like I didn't expect that, you know, someone could love this so much, and also just like, okay, y'all are crazy, but also thank you. You know?
I hear from so many devs about like imposter syndrome because they work on, you know, for years of their life on this project, and they get to a point where they're like, is this actually any good? Because they're so in it, right? So to your question, I think it is the highest praise to devs when they hear someone's clocked 700 hours into their project, you know?
I mean, granted, it was over like a 5 or 6 year period, but still, like, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, that's insane.
It says a lot, and yeah, it's definitely appreciated. I have no idea how many hours I put into these things because we play them, replay them, like internally before they're done. And the funny thing is that then you get confused as to what's actually been released. I'm like, what was in the final game? Like, oh, was this a build, or did this actually make it in there? Or was this cut? Like, I don't remember which one actually made it into the. Yeah, it can be funny how you get those confused when you play them over and over and over. But yeah. It's always my favorite thing to play the final released build when it comes out, and like get my TV set up already, and get my snacks, and like try to just take it in, you know.
Look, there's a rescue helicopter on its way. I know they're keeping Sam separately. Have you seen Whitman?
Guess he didn't make it to the guest rooms.
Mr. Showbiz probably weaseled an upgrade.
Ah, Jonah,
We'll find him.
my baby.
And Sam too. But we're not gonna do anything.
Outside of Tomb Raider, what are games that you all have replayed once or multiple times?
Oh god.
Alright. Loosen this thing up.
Oh my god, that sounds like a weeb like not a weeb, not more nerd answers, but like most of the Harry Potter games on PS2. Yeah, I finished them so many times to count. It's actually unhealthy. Oh, and on PC as well. Makers, I agree. Those on PC too.
For me, it was I'm a really big Final Fantasy fan, so I've
Yes!
Welcome.
my favorite
I
though.
think Steve is happy.
My favorite is the 13 trilogy, so I've replayed those games a lot. Specifically, like Lightning Returns. So when the DLC came out, when the DLC came out where like Lightning was wearing Lara's like clothes, I like flipped out. I was like, oh my god, my worlds are colliding.
Yeah, Lightning Returns is when they like full on collaborated with anything they could. They had like 10 to 7, like Lara Croft, all kinds of like Square properties. It's a really interesting thing to see.
Did you play any of the Brave Exvius or the other Tomb Raider collaborations with Final Fantasy recently?
I played the most recent one. Was that the Brave Exvius one?
Brave Exvius and
Yeah.
One Neha was spacing. But yeah, they're both so cute. Like
Yeah.
I love Lara. Look, she's adorable.
There's a modder in the community, I think Rock, who put he extracted the model from the game and put it as a mod and anniversary.
An anniversary, yes! I freaking love that mod. It's honestly like really cool that he's been able to do that.
You mentioned
I
it
wanted
earlier,
to do the
we've
same
all-
for Natla. I wanted to do the same so it's like anime Natla and anime Lara fighting off against each other.
Oh, I would love that.
Awesome.
Just like a follow-on from that. I don't know how much you guys know about it, but the item descriptions for Brave Exvius, War of the Visions, was like they gave a description for Lara's backpack, which was like a equipable item in that game, which said it came from Amelia, which was an interesting development because that was quite new. And I know that Dallas said going forward that anything crossover-wise was going to be what you were intended to go with going forward. Is that something that's going to be canonized going forward, or was that something that was just like, that's something that we're going to do for a crossover, we're just not going to worry about it too much? Or is that something that's definitely going to be a thing?
Let's ask him. He's coming. Is he still coming on today, Neha?
Sorry, who?
Is Dallas gonna pop on at some point today?
I don't know. I think he wanted to check about his family stuff first, but he might.
Yeah.
I'll like ping him
Ask
again.
him. I don't know
Even
about it.
he had never said anything earlier, but Bren might pop on. He like messaged me an hour ago and said that he's gonna be away until around 3 or 4, but that he'd ping me when he's back.
yeah.
To see if we're still doing things.
Ooh, nice.
I'm gonna take a rain check on answering that, just because Dallas would be able to answer it more completely, and he might pop on today. So
That's fair.
just because the implications of that are large either way, and I just want to make sure it's clear.
Well, yeah, of course, and I would obviously want to talk to someone how that would largely impact the franchise going forward, sort of thing.
Why is Matthias so interested in it?
We all love Dallas in this house.
Yes, we
Dallas
do.
said that one of his favorite memories recently was going on the live streams with everybody. He really loves interacting with the community. He's so wholesome.
I can't imagine the stress of, like, always, like that earlier question about Megan, your favorite parts of like the future of Tomb Raider or whatever, and you being like, I just don't know if I should answer that because people will take it as like for sure happening. Like, I just can't imagine the pressure of that.
I went on vacation to Egypt, and I had a press outlet write a story about it and saying that I was location scouting for the new game. And it's like, dude, I'm on vacation. I was invited as a cosplayer to this event. I could not have been more clear that, like, you know, so it can be a little stressful sometimes, but, you know, I'll take the stress because it's worth it for the franchise.
Once they stop seeing me as a threat, they let me move about almost free.
Also, our fandom likes to theory craft.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
One of those things that I love about the community, but also a little challenging sometimes.
We're being too Tomb Raider-esque, you know what I mean? Like, just pulling on the plans and everything.
It's a double-edged sword.
Analyzed. Every single sentence and every single word is analyzed, absolutely.
It's like I said when I gave a talk at Derby about this. It was a case of like the fans have kind of become Tomb Raiders themselves, where they're kind of like digging the past of their franchise to find treasures about a franchise that's basically about digging the past up to find treasures. It's all very kind of like cyclical.
To be fair, I'll give fans
fascinating.
I will give fans credit for that, because I don't know if you guys remember back in 2018 when Shadow was officially announced and stuff. There was this subliminal message with each initials of the first word of the sentence, like had a capitalized letter on it.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
if you assembled that, it would show Shadow based on all the message. And fans deciphered that in like in a few minutes, and I was like, "Yep, we're doing our job. Was way too good about this."
The bigger one was, what was it? It was something to do with like the preview to Tomb Raider in Game Informer. It was like the issue before, there was like a shipwreck, and it had like birds in the sky of the shipwreck, and it didn't say Tomb Raider. It just said next issue. Like, it didn't even say what game it was. And there had been like some leaked concept art, and someone recognized the birds were the same from the concept art as they were in what turned out to be the Endurance concept art piece. And so they figured out that the next cover story was Tomb Raider. Like, no joke, they recognized the birds. Just so impressive.
Was that for 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it had leaked a couple days before the cover reveal.
When all the fans kept saying she looked like Justin Bieber, and I was laughing my ass off.
Was that a thing?
Yeah, it was definitely a thing.
How are we ever going to get out of here? We need to leave before he comes back.
Can we mod Justin Bieber into TR2013?
No, don't do it.
Fuck off.
We can only take things so far.
Camilla's performance in this game is just like chef's kiss.
In all of the games.
Yeah, of course.
Man, I loved her as Laura.
Her performance in Shadow was also amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely, hands down.
I've yet to experience that, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to that.
Okay, so everybody spoil Steve immediately now. Do it. No, I'm just kidding.
To be honest, I know what happens, but I just obviously experiencing yourself.
Yeah, it's
firsthand
different.
is a completely different experience, so I have no idea what I'm going to feel about the experience. It's just a very exciting time. I'm just admiring Atlas's like headshot game.
Oh, thank
She's
you.
just rolling around, just like pew pew, and just like popping up headshots into these people.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. Very impressive.
It's
If you guys
700.
play, if you guys play first-person shooters, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be amazing at them.
Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is my thing.
Where is the last man? Okay.
Oh, hi.
I remember dying a lot in this combat arena.
I agree,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, this combat's tough, especially when those two big guys come in.
Unless you're Atlas.
True.
Big strong man.
Oh, she just did like a ranged dodge attack out of it.
It's 700 hours of practice, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Nothing much at all, just 700 hours of practice. Humble brag.
Yeah, honestly. After 700 hours of Tomb Raider 4, I can't beat Von Croy, so hey, you know.
Actually, so my section was actually supposed to start a little bit later. And this part of the game, like 700 hours later, is like still the hardest part in my opinion. Because it's so hard to see the enemies or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I die here all the time. Like specifically when you get outside, like after Sam runs away.
Sam! Sam! You're running away, Sam!
You can hear chewing.
Sorry,
How dare
that's
you?
me. It's my pasta. I'll mute myself.
Okay, what pasta is it though?
Linguine?
Yeah, but what's the sauce? Okay, linguine is actually hot, but what about the sauce that you're getting? Pesto, bolognese, carbonara?
oh, you know you're
Tasta.
course.
It's tomato sauce with beef mince, vegetable.
Okay, so it's a bit of
and-
bolognese then.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, yeah, I
Nothing
do
too
love my
exciting.
pasta. Like I would eat pasta every single day if I could, honestly.
All of you, find the chosen one. This one is mine.
Oh, this guy. This section was hard for me.
I don't remember how I did it.
when you this guy, it is satisfying. Isn't this where she yells the line? I'm coming for you all, somewhere around here.
Yes, after she blows the door open.
So good. Run, you.
I love how Lara could just use her pistol to finish him off, and she's like, "No, I want a machine gun."
One of my favorite lines from this is when she's like, "Let me show you what this little rat can do."
Oh,
She's on the endurance, right?
Yeah, how they like constantly underestimate her. That's so cool.
Mhm.
You know, talking to Rihanna Pratchett, she said that was some of the only times that Lara's gender is ever mentioned, intentionally, because she really believes in building characters first, like that their character, their personality, you know, matters more than particularly their gender or anything, and that kind of runs across her various projects. But she said that, you know, saying how is it, you know, she's just a little girl or she's coming from us, that's basically some of the only times that her gender is referenced in the game, and it's because other people underestimate her, not because it, you know, has anything to do with her capabilities.
Yeah, did everyone see Rihanna's message in our 25th anniversary Lara's video?
So
Super
good.
sweet.
Oh my gosh. Having Rona Mitra included was so amazing.
Rona Mitra's inclusion was amazing. It was really awesome to see.
It was just a shot in the dark. I had tried to get a hold of her for the book in 2016 and I couldn't, and I never expected, because I know a lot of people, she hasn't really talked about anything for a long time to do with Tomb Raider, and she was so lovely. And at one point I talked to her on the phone, and I have to tell you, it was terrifying. She's so nice, but it was so scary.
What about because the only person that didn't show up and that was Keely Hawes. She's obviously like a very elusive figure. Is she's just that busy, or is she just
Yeah,
very...
she's in the middle of filming something, I think. like filming a pretty big project, and so she was bummed out that she couldn't. Also, Laura Weller? No, I cannot find her for the life of me. I have no idea what's going on there. And then Lucy Clarkson might be sending something. I don't know.
Isn't Lucy Clarkson just basically like the Carmen San Diego of core design? Just no one knows where she is or what she's doing.
Laura Weller, no one knows where she is. Lucy Clarkson responded, but she didn't get it to us in time, and so we don't know if she's still going to send us.
That's a shame.
She's very, very busy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
And then a Karima, I've never been able to get a hold of her either.
I did laugh when I watched it back with Gilles de Jong, where she was holding a balloon, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, is that like a therapy support balloon, or is just like, why are you holding a balloon? You seems very attached to the balloon, and she's just like, oh, happy birthday, and then she released it. But no, it's just really nice to see all those people back together again, especially who was it that was the first ever Lara model? I can't remember her freaking name. Natalie Cook. Yeah, that was amazing to see you guys be able to contact her again to get to do something.
Oh, sweet. I love that talking to her, her first modeling gig, or the modeling gig she was doing at the time when she got the Lara gig, was Snow White. She was like a live action Snow White, and then she went to Watercroft after that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's like stuff like that really kind of like interests me about the franchise, is like hearing about everyone's history. That's the stuff that interests me.
I was going back to Keely for a second. I was like really sad to see her not there, but I get that she's busy. But like, my first game was Legends, so like, I was looking forward to her the most, and then it was just like the little blurb, and I was like, oh, it's fine.
Hey, Hunter. At least they got her for reload. That's all we can say.
Exciting. Yeah, if I had just, we didn't know that we were going to do this video when they were doing the deal for that, which was quite some time ago, and so otherwise I would have had her just do something at that time, since we already had her. But she recorded it at a different time than the others we did.
Yeah, for all the folks who like weren't able to participate, one thing that's just was unanimous is they all loved their time with as Lara and working with the franchise, and it was always just, you know, schedules, or I think big life things going on, you know, they didn't have the time, so but they all just spoke so fondly and emailed to us of their times with as Lara. So
Jay Walker has just messaged saying that people forget that Casey Price was the Lara too, which I'd completely forgotten about myself as well. Was that someone who you reached out to as well, or was that something that was just...
Was considering it, but I was having a hard time finding anybody that could be her manager, and so, but yeah, at one point I did consider it. I thought that'd be kind of fun. I did reach out to like Sofia Vergara's people, and obviously Angelina Jolie, and a bunch of...
Oh my god, could you imagine if you got Angelina Jolie to do a message?
That would have been...
But the thing is though, at the Eternals premiere, she did actually sort of get a question from the crowd about...
Oh, did she?
Said, like, she basically said something along the lines of, oh, I didn't manage to do that, but I got to play Lara Croft, so everything's okay, is essentially what she said, which I thought was really fucking cool.
You can tell that she really does enjoy, she did enjoy, you know, it was such a life-changing experience for her. I have tried multiple times to get in touch with her, but I understand she's an insanely busy person, and she's doing phenomenal work with, like, you know, the rescue.org.
I can imagine if Angie participated in the video. I think I would have, like, I already screamed quite a lot in this video, seeing all those legends. But, like, if Angie was there, I think I would just, like, you know, faint, probably.
Yeah, I think it was maybe my second week, Megan, when you messaged me, like, I need you to do this and this, and oh yeah, can you find me contact information for Angelina? And I'm like...
You're like, oh,
Nice little task, you know. Just find me contact details for Angelina Jolie. Yeah, it's fine. I'm saying it's fine.
I just wanted to interject real quick, because I just wanted to say a thank you to some of the recent people that donated. Some of them are very recent, and some of them were like earlier in the day. So thank you to Simon, Orange, Catalina, Rap, J and Grim here Gaming for your donations, Extra Life. And if anyone else wants to donate to our Extra Life page, and again, all proceeds go to the UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital here in the Bay Area, which is close to the Crystal Dynamics headquarters. Hopefully your chat lets me, but I'll post a link in the chat.
Okay, I think it's turned on, like links or whatever.
It worked. Cool. But yes, thank you guys so much again.
Dude, this climbing section here with the fire and everything is so intense.
I love it.
The music in this section is incredible as well.
Oh my god, the donation is doing so well. I just saw it.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how high we can get it though.
Here, let me help now. I was looking for something the whole entire day, and I can do it. So let me just help her a little bit.
Yes, thank you, Susie. Susie, a bunch of the streamers that are participating today set up their own page, or set up their own profile as part of the Crystal Dynamics team page, and yes, Susie was one of them. So thank you for your donations as well.
Speaking of, I know you guys mentioned it on Twitter, but I'm streaming tomorrow with the Tomb Raider community team for Extra Life.
Oh.
Yay.
Someone was angry.
Ella, community
He's
team
like, I won't drop her again.
Oh.
But yeah, Stella leads it, and like Stella's a sweetheart. She's so nice.
She really is. She's a Tomb Raider mama.
Raider mama.
Man, this is an intense scene too. Lara, like, give me that gun.
Fuck you, bitch! You crazy? Left this fucking helicopter. Wee! Wee explode. Wee.
I know it's a wee moment.
Anything could be a wee moment.
Moment, but
Wee.
Can
Say
I
goodbye
ask?
to Roth, everybody.
Can I ask a story question?
what?
So like, I always make the joke that Roth had more than enough time to hit the deck when that axe was flying at him.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So like,
Wow.
I'm just asking internally, what was the thought process? Because I was like, I was just like, girl, like when I saw it happen, I was like, he could have dove.
That.
Yeah.
I think it was just a pacing thing to make it more dramatic, but you know, if you look at it and really like dissect it, you know, you can say, yeah, just like, you know, what is it in what Aliens movie it is it where that the alien ship is like rolling forward and Charlize Theron is running right in front of it and you're just like, run to the side.
Oh god, the Prometheus school of running away from things. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, they could easily just run to the side, but they just continue to run forward.
Well,
And the entire ship is just in their path.
I know that the gate was there, so I didn't know if this would actually work. But earlier with the plane crash section where it's like coming at her, when I thought about it and I was like, she could have ran the other way, I guess. So
I know, but this entire moment with Roth and his sacrifice is just like, I understand from like a narrative perspective why this was done.
Oh no, yeah, this scene is phenomenal.
And it is, but at the same time, when stuff like that comes up, he's just thinking, oh yeah, she could have just done that, and it would have avoided the entire thing from happening.
See,
but I get if you're in a writing perspective and you want to write something dramatic, it's just like, yeah, okay, kind of, we've got to sacrifice some kind of logic in order for this to happen.
The first time I played it. Sorry.
I think you can do that with most like stories.
All
if you
movies do
really-
it. All movies do
yeah.
it. All
Yeah.
movies do it. All
I was gonna
movies do
say
it.
that I felt the emotional intensity of the scene the first time. It was just like interacting with the community and us poking fun at our favorite games. Just everybody being like, you know, he could have like hit the floor, and I was like,
Yeah.
you're so right.
agree.
Like you're so right.
And that's
Like
why
the Lord of the Rings, why don't they just take the birds to Mordor at the beginning?
Yes, exactly, Hunter. Exactly, exactly. And that's like what I say to anyone who watches like me, kind of like lightly poking fun, I guess, out of these games or any games that I play. I sort of say to them, if you can't poke fun at the stuff that you love, then why do you love it? Because it's one of those things like yeah, you can appreciate it for what it is, but if you don't if you aren't able to sort of say, oh yeah, that's a bit silly, but at the you're still able to kind of like say, oh yeah, I still enjoy that experience anyway, then
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Definitely take, we can take constructive criticism without question, but no, I understand where you're coming from. Oh, I wonder if I can find that. I don't think I've ever.
Some things are just kind of like fun to take fun at or pot shots at because it is just a trope. Whereas other times it's just like, oh yeah, I can let that slide because I'm really enjoying it. And most of the time, people who like these games or the older games or whatever era of games are just like, yeah, I can let that slide because it's enjoyable. But they're all playing to the same kind of tropes that they're taking from.
Y'all saw the Jeff Victor sticker set, the Trinity one? We have a sense of humor. I was like, make Lara's hair as puffy as you possibly
I love
can.
that sticker so much. You know what? I love that sticker so much where she's just like Trinity and her hair's all coiffed and everything. It's brilliant. It's so good.
And I was like, okay, fine.
Do you know?
I love it.
Do you know what I love the most out of that sticker set? It's the one where it's like the distracted boyfriend one, where she's looking at the knife, and Jonah's just kind of like, "The fuck are you doing?" And she's just kind of like magpieing at this knife from Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I think that's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that one I worked on with the OFP. I was like, okay, I want to do this meme. What would Lara be staring at? And I can't remember who said the dagger, but yeah, we had a lot of fun working on those. Ed is like, don't talk about it. It almost gave me an early death. Ed, does that mean I can't ask you for an update about the Android version? Please? Don't talk to me! I'm working on it, Ed said. We'll get it on there eventually.
Good old Ed. We love Ed.
Oh, welcome back, Ed.
Master of mobile stuff, though. I have no idea how to get stuff on mobile. We would have been lost without him. I was like, I have these stickers. How do I get them on a phone, Ed?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know how much this gets said, but like Ed and his team that are working on the Reloaded mobile game have like put up with so much crap and have been able to produce so much like fan service and so many good things for the community. I think it honestly like deserves a mention that they are doing so good work. And I think they deserve to like praise as much praise as we can throw their way, regardless of how you feel about mobile games. They are doing really, really good work for the community, honestly.
Dude, Tomb Raider has always had awesome mobile games. Like, we have a great history of mobile games. I'm
Lara
excited.
Croft Go. Yeah, I agree. Like Lara Croft Go.
Relic
Mwah,
one was
it's good.
super fun. Even like Reflections was cool while it lasted.
Jonah.
Oh, you had to bring that up. I'm so sad it didn't make it.
The art was so good in that, though.
It was amazing. I love Tomb Raider Underworld-based art, and like it only had that in this game, and I was like, oh my god, I want it.
Yeah, like Lara Croft Go was an interesting one because I've personally, at the moment, never played it, but when we played a level set called Tomb Raider Requiem, there was a particular section that used music from that.
Yes,
and
the boss fight.
Yes, with the serpent in the big room where you have to navigate.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember this.
It's so good, isn't it? It's so like immersive and so like captivating. It honestly took my breath away. It was so good, and I'm like. Just because it made me think, like, reevaluate, like, just because it's a mobile game doesn't mean that I should immediately dismiss it, because I was at that mindset, like, years ago. And, like, because you've got stuff like Lara Croft Go, and now you've got stuff like Tomb Raider Reloaded that's bringing Von Croy back, that's bringing Anaya back, it's bringing Curtis back, all kinds of stuff to do with, like, the classic era and Lao era, and everything we enjoy. And like just because it's a gameplay style that you might necessarily not like initially, doesn't mean to say it's not worth your time. You know what I mean? And I really applaud Ed and the team that he is in charge of, that are in charge of this and are working towards what they are building. And I love the fact they've managed to get Jonelle, Judith, Shelley, and
Yeah, like,
also
this is iconic.
Keely in one room to be able to record voiceovers for it. I freaking love it. And thank you so much, Ed. Thank you so much.
We're excited for it too. I think all fans should be.
I think if you can basically just kind of like tick off another box, he would be able to get Camilla to do a voice for it. But I don't know how easy that would be. She might just like be like chilling in like a holiday island in the Bahamas or something somewhere, just basically like, oh, something Tomb Raider's coming up. Nah, I'm all right. I've got another margarita my way.
Non-stop now. She's one of the main characters of Grey's Anatomy now. She's so big.
Yeah.
I was so appreciative she was able to do a video for us. Like I actually didn't know Grey's Anatomy when we first hired her, and so I didn't realize how popular it was. And then I recently, like last year, I think I watched the entire series in quarantine, and I then finally started looking, realizing it's like popular.
Gosh, I did the same thing. Yes, though I've never seen a single episode of Grey's Anatomy, and then when the pandemic started and everything was shut down, that was the first show I watched. The whole way through, I'm obsessed.
Camilla is amazing in it. Her character Jo is just phenomenal.
Because I know
Her
that she was
character has
also
some of the coolest storylines in the whole show, I think.
She was also in Californication with David Duchovny as well, which I know her from. But I know that she kind of cropped up from that show and then went into Grey's Anatomy. And I personally have never seen a single episode of Grey's Anatomy, so you're going to have to recommend me some good starting point for me to be able to catch up with you lot.
Season 1 is a great starting point, I'm told, and then
really, because that's never the case with any show. Because like you always say like, oh, don't worry about season 1 too much. Start at season 2 or 3. But like
no, you have to start at season 1. The growth of the characters, because you start off with like these young medical professionals who then become the mentors later on, and seeing that growth is just unreal.
I remember about one of the characters from Grey's Anatomy. I forgot her name, but she begins as like this one character that you're like, oh, I don't like them. I fucking adore them. I don't know who that is. I forgot their name.
It's April.
Oh my god, it is April, isn't it?
Hold on, April, Grey's Anatomy, and I'll let you know if it's her. I was not thinking about April, no.
No, who would it be then? It's amazing stars on that show, though. You see like little baby stars.
Oh, Sandra. Oh,
Christina.
Christina. If I remember correctly, when you begin to meet her, you're like, why is she like that? Why is she always such in a mood? And you're like, ugh, I don't know. And then at the end, I know that everybody loves her. Yeah, she is a mood, though. I will agree.
Anyway, sorry, random aside, but yeah.
I kind of think that honestly, these streams have been just like Tangent City, but I think the people watching have kind of been there for it, which I really appreciate.
I 110% feel like I'm listening to a podcast while I replay the game. So
yeah, no, that's great. That's the vibe I think we're all going for. Yeah.
Welcome to the Grey's Anatomy podcast.
Right now.
Could you imagine trying to keep 25 to 27 hours structured, Steve? Because I could.
You know, we could spend an hour dissecting each season of Grey's Anatomy for the rest of the day, and to use up our time, probably.
That would definitely keep it. But I want to focus on Tom Britter.
Tom Brader.
Tom Brader.
Tom Britter.
Tom Ritter.
Shadow of Tom Brady.
Guys, did you know that Tom Ritter: The Last Revelation is one of the best creations of all times?
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. It's definitely not because I'm biased about this game, okay?
Oh no, completely not. No.
Absolutely no bias.
No.
I think I speak for everyone when I say that Underworld is the best Tomb Raider game ever.
I mean, I love Underworld.
Very good one, yeah.
I mean,
I,
it has.
I
It has.
adore Underworld though. Like I
It
really
has
do.
its
It's a great
positives, but
game
it
in
has
so
its
many
problems
ways.
No,
as
no,
well.
simply, I don't hear anybody talking right now. It's like everybody's agreeing with me.
I think that's what we call personal bias.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I have to
Nah.
go.
Kyle
See
like
you
that
very
I
soon.
simply Kyle like that simply I do not see it meme. He's just like I do not hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like that dude, like that dog that's surrounded by fire, like on a coffee table with a cup of coffee. He's like, this is fine. But the fire in this question is just like comments against Tomb Raider Underworld. And he's just like, yeah, this is alright. This is fine. It's still best game ever.
You saw our Jeff Victor one of those, right? The sticker. We did that
Oh,
too.
yes, I have adopted it for my own Discord server.
Oh, I'm glad we keep providing you amazing random Discord or random like emojis and emotes and stuff from
Yeah,
Fortnite.
yeah.
Fortnite is a gift that never stops giving because of every time they add a new emote, it's like how ridiculous can we make Lara
Oh
look?
yeah, completely. Like when I stream, I've got like Fortnite emotes of Lara doing stuff that I just kind
Yeah, I
of
love that.
repurpose into doing stuff for my streams. And the fact that they've got Resident Evil stuff now is just even better because I can make Jill Valentine do things now. So it's just great.
Yeah.
Nine out of 10 mushrooms collected. Where's the last mushroom?
I love how you're
You're
like
finding them so
10
fast.
just like automatically going to those mushrooms, and I'm just like, yeah, I've been looking for them for 3 hours. Hello, this is me.
I'm just playing the game like I would normally, so like if I'm taking too long, please let me know.
No, you're actually doing fantastic.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Collect as many
Yeah.
mushrooms as you want.
I think Neha is actually like grateful right now because she's like, oh my god, we're buying a little bit of time thanks to that.
Nathan's just like, oh, this gives me another hour of sleep.
I don't know if I'll really be able to sleep just because.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
No, because
Running. The problem. That's why I was like, we need to find someone to help out. But she's thinking she can make it through.
If she ingests
I'm
enough
too
Dunkin' Donuts
reluctant to actually
coffee,
like
then...
step away and properly sleep because like right now at least the stream is entirely off channel. But once we're back to some of the other segments, like when we're doing the artist segments, that's going to be on the Crystal Dynamics channel and stuff like that. So some of the next few segments are on the Crystal channel, and anytime it's on the Crystal channel, it's going to be streaming from my PC. So that's why like I'm like I can't step away and sleep because you know it's got to keep the stream going. So that's why I haven't been as talkative through this 2013 stream because I'm like this is the only time where for extended periods like I'm not actually streaming. So
honestly, Neha, we completely understand.
We do, and we still love you.
How dare you need rest?
Exactly.
Oh my god, Neha.
Get as
Big
much
fan.
rest as you can. We got you. It's fine. We got you.
No, thank fan. How dare you sleep?
As well put.
Well, okay, we're going there.
Sense coming from Betty.
Yeah, well, listen, she will, like 9 out of 10 bullies between Neha and I are aimed at me. So I have to put the ratio a little bit higher for me, okay?
Right, I'm gonna disappear to do some practice with Arc Raider for tomorrow. I will see you guys later. Speak to you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
It's gonna be so quiet now.
I know.
I would be much more talkative, but my voice is just gone. So I'm trying to find a nice in between.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got ways to go.
Is well play Ed in the chat? Is that Ed like the Ed?
Yeah.
Okay.
The famous Ed.
That's the Ed.
One
person.
Ed only.
Well, hello Ed. Thank you for telling me that I'm good at shooting or whatever.
We're telling you, you're doing great.
Well, thank you.
Are we inviting Ed back for the guard tech later? You should play with us.
Yes, you
Yes,
should.
Ed, play with us on the Garnic phone, please.
Later, you mean in 21 hours?
Um,
I cry.
I can't believe it's already noon. I've been doing this 4
Yeah,
hours now.
it's already been 7 hours for me since I woke
We're
up.
cruising.
I
Oh my
just,
god.
You know, it's not so bad.
You know, I
Yeah, now you're gonna have a moment where you're just like regretting your entire life, and then it'll pass, and you'll go back to having fun.
I have like watched one of those streams where like people just play like it's not like a thing like this where there's different segments. It's like people just play like a single video game for like 24 hours straight. And like to be honest, I think that would make me want to like bash my head into a wall. I don't think that I could do that.
No.
oh, honey, 12 hours is already a lot. Like, it's really a lot, and it messes you up sometimes because you're like, okay, I did it, but now I feel like I'm gonna sleep for like 10 years or something, you know?
Yeah.
I used to work as a games journalist, and review events were marathons because you only have sometimes a set amount of time that you can, review a game within, and you can't take breaks. You got to play as much of that game as you can, and they're grueling. Your eyes are bloodshot by the end.
Without the right tools, we might have trouble getting it up and running.
Yeah.
Megan, you
Yeah.
probably did a ton of those, right?
I can understand
Yeah.
that.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, for the most part. A lot of times what they would do is we would get the release copies or the review copies like only a set amount of time, like 48 hours before they release. So it's like a Mass Effect, and you have no choice but to play it straight to try to get the review done in time. And we'd always have to like with Nintendo, I don't know if this ever happened to you at Game Informer Hunter, but with Nintendo they would like come in and someone would deliver the game console, and it would be drilled into a desk so it couldn't leave the office, and you'd have to play it in that like exact spot. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of really late sessions at Game Informer when I was reviewing stuff.
How long were you at Game Informer, Megan?
I was there for 4 years. Yeah, 4 years.
Laura, are you there?
Was it like a fun experience?
I should be there.
It was so eye-opening. That's when I first got to travel, and I have so many incredible memories from working at Game Informer. I sometimes have to like stop and think about, it seems almost like another life ago because Tomb Raider's become so much of my life, but like through Game Informer, I went to Tokyo Game Show, and Nobu Uematsu, the amazing Final Fantasy musician, composer, he served me dinner. Like he and his wife made dinner for a bunch of game journalists and served us food they cooked. Like that's mind-blowing. And I just need to remind myself that sometimes, like, man, I've had so many amazing experiences. I'm so lucky. But I like being on this side better.
Damn it, no!
I always forget about this section of the game. This ship battle? I always forget about it.
I was just thinking about how gorgeous it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Ed joined the Discord. We're doing it.
I invited him.
Wow, yay! Athena Raider is saying something very relevant right now. They're saying Kyle is the best streamer. We agree.
Oh, thank you,
killing it.
Athena. Athena's one of my Twitter mutuals.
Neha, I'm doing it. I'm ordering my first boba.
Huh?
Your first?
Well, you're first on your own, you mean?
No, just today.
You mean like first time ordering on your oh, you have ordered it another time before. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I told you. You converted me. I'm a boba stan now.
Really?
Yes, I love it.
Out the first time you had it.
Man, my power, my influence,
Yeah,
influence. I'm kidding.
You're gonna need to give me some recommendations, Neha, because I am yet to be too. I tried boba once, but I don't know. It's like my friend had a weird one, and I didn't really like it. I feel like you could give me way better advice than them.
I love how scrappy the combat feels in this game. Like, it's very fun to play.
I'll be back in just a moment, everyone. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whee!
Kill my brothers, now you die. You piece of shit.
Bye, sir. It was nice knowing you.
I love how he's like, you killed my brother and now I'll kill you. And you're like, honey, you literally just killed like 6 of them by making this whole structure fall down. How dare you?
What an intense obstacle course. Oh, Neha, are you there?
I am.
So like, can I ask a question about 2013 content or whatever?
Sure, what's up?
Look, I always want to ask, because I don't want to just ask like a question out of nowhere or whatever, but like, there was like a cut turret section from the game that like leaked like 10 years ago, like something ridiculous. But like, are we gonna get to see that or no?
This is definitely a Megan question. Just so when she comes,
I feel like that was shared online, actually.
Was
He
it?
did have some food pic, but I heard you from the other room. I haven't found the full video, but it was basically removed because it was a little bit too. Lara's arc escalated a little too fast.
Okay.
Going
I was just
from,
wondering.
like a lot of people on the beach, like a giant turret on the beach scene, it just didn't fit. But I haven't seen the full thing for a long time. I've only seen the concept art. So I'll keep looking for it though.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I just
swear
remember.
I've seen a video of it like years ago.
No, yeah,
with-
there's like a video online of the gameplay. That's why I was asking, because I was
Yeah,
like,
I just haven't seen like the full thing or like the higher quality one for a long time. I think some of it was released with the what's that called? The final
hours of Tomb Raider.
Final Hours. Yeah, that one. It was released.
Yeah.
I think this is where Jill picks up, right? She picks up at Shipwreck Beach.
Beach vacation.
We are cruising through this.
Yeah.
All right. Jill, are you excited, Neha, to talk to your fellow East Coaster, Jersey Croft? Is that what you called her? Fans called her?
Jersey Croft.
I love it.
Oh, everybody's saying thank you for the stream. You're welcome. Thank you all for coming and like watching. And thank you guys for having me, Neha and Megan and Hunter. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you for
Thank
showing
you
us
very
what 700 hours of Tomb Raider experience looks like.
Well,
It's incredible.
I have a 100% playthrough on my Twitch, so if you want to watch and you're like in the background, you totally can.
That was a great run.
How do I raid? Don't I put it in the chat?
I think so.
If Jill's live, you just press on your chat. You do /raid. You put 1 space and you put on the person you want to raid by their Twitch name.
Okay, cool. Let me look up what her Twitch name is.
Neha should have it too, right? Might have stepped away from it.
I found it.
She got so much to manage. I just get to sit here and talk to people.
Okay.
Neha needs to
You
tell
just
me how many
tell him,
scoops.
Megan.
Sorry, what?
I said you're just chilling, like, talking with everybody.
Yeah, we had to break up. So Hunter and I focused on the TR25 stuff from last week, and then Neha focused on the extra life because there was just way too much going on. So we had to
Okay.
divide and conquer, but she's killed it putting all this together.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
okay, so I'm about to raid. So thank you to everybody who came. I see a few people saying thank you, Kyle. So thank you, Orange and Lara Croft for Smash. And oh, Earl is here, Earl Balin. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for having me again. Okay.
All right, talk soon. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
you're incredible. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.